So I got 146.5 science. This is good. So I also got plenty of funds. Well, not really. Yeah, not that great, honestly. So that mission was kind of a failure. I certainly... Ah! Already getting these contracts. Now these are very nice contracts to have. They allow you to... Well, they allow you to... basically, you can recruit new Kerbals this way, and you get paid, instead of the other way around, where you normally have to pay to recruit the Kerbal. So I'm going to get... Hilta. Hilta. It's Hilta, not the other thing. Okay. That one's going to really confuse me. And Linby, who is also stranded. And they're both in low Kerbin orbit, so do that. And this contract wants me to rendezvous 2 vessels in orbit of Kerbin, which means, yeah, that's great. Now, if I check here, okay, I have plenty of time to do these. So now, I'm probably also going to grab this one. But before I do, I'm going to check through the tracking station if it's a good idea. So the moon. This periapsis. Doable. Doable. This. Also doable. I'll accept both of those. Yeah, both of these are okay. I should start. This will allow me to do my get started on my satellite network, which is good. Now I'm still going to go for planting a flag on the moon and testing the heat shield at the launch site, because I keep forgetting to test the heat shield. So the Phoenix is underpowered for this. It can make it to the moon, but it can't actually last all the way there, which is not good. So what I'm going to do is adjust the design a little, and I'll be back when I'm done. Instead of going by the philosophy of more boosters, all I did was swap out the solid fuel for liquid fuel, and we'll see how this goes. I'm asparagus staging them, so the engines will feed fuel from the outside into the inside, and that hopefully that'll allow me to gather more like that'll allow me to get a little more bang for my buck. Also before I forget, I'm going to add a battery pack here, because otherwise it's a little bit ridiculous. And I'm also going to move these this antenna once I figure out, like that. There we go. And so now the antenna is up there with this. Okay, now I do want to try to get Jeb to level 2, may as well, right? So I'll try this again with Jeb, and this time hopefully I can bring this entire stage into a moon landing. Okay, well, if I fail to get into orbit with the payload, I'm going to reload. That, like, honestly, that I can't really accept. So I'm going to go, I make a few adjustments, and hopefully this time it doesn't actually, like, it actually makes it to space. So yes, this looks fine. Now hopefully by reducing this, I actually can get a little more room from it. I'm also thinking maybe if I reduce the fuel payload on this, because it's a little bit high, fact, yeah, that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to have smaller fuel tanks. I'll use these instead. You know what? No. No. I'm going to keep it. This is hopefully going to be a functional version of the Phoenix. Come on. Let's get to the moon. Like, let's not derp up like last time. So I'm going to, obviously, I'm going to run this test so that I actually get that out of the way. I'm going to save this. And, okay, this is going to be the third attempt. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, that's much better acceleration off the bat. Reducing the payload size might have been the right call. And yeah, and now I can tilt over. I want to be on 100, sort of. I'm just going to tap F every once in a while so that it naturally, because it seems to naturally want to roll. So just kind of letting it, yeah, so 300, just kind of letting it continue. At 450, I'll move it over to the next notch. Okay, 500. At this point, I can just have it stay on prograde. Yeah, this is good. I got a pretty decent gravity turn. In fact, I'm already reaching suborbital velocities. Okay, going to drop these. Okay, I'm still gaining velocity, which is a good sign, a huge sign actually. So when this gets to 75, I can cut thrust, and hopefully I'll have enough to finish getting into orbit. We shall see. Come on, 75. Unfortunately, I don't quite have the thrust to weight that I need in order to make it all the way. But we'll see. Get to 75. There we go. I'll add a maneuver as soon as possible. And let's see. This is okay. This is okay. I will F5 and a minute 40, so that's like 60 plus 40, so that's like 100 seconds, which means when it hits 50, that's when I burn. Yeah, this is going way better. Also, relying a lot on my aerodynamics. Okay, now I'm actually in space. It's a little easier to control. And I missed it because I'm an idiot. I was trying to get it pointed at the point for so long. Well, it should still work. I just have to follow this. Yeah, it's going to take a while. And I might run out of fuel. Or not. I'm not sure. Yeah. So this is much better. It obviously it's just like the load lifter couldn't lift all that weight. So by reducing this weight, hopefully I simultaneously reduce the like I'm reducing the amount of delta V well, the amount of thrust I need to get for the same delta V. And I'm also increasing the amount of thrust to weight of the stage, which will make it a little more efficient in that regard. That'll go faster. Anyway, it seems that I'm burning relatively close to where I need to be. And from the look of this, yeah, except I need to be getting my apoapsis back because... Okay, so now prograde. There we go. Come on. Okay, this is a very eccentric orbit, but that's fine. Now, I could try to rendezvous with these people, but there's no reason to. Like, it's not like I can actually do anything about it. So what I'm going to do is just set this as a target and start my maneuver, and hopefully I have enough thrust to actually make it there. So now, hopefully I don't run out of fuel getting into an orbit. Okay, 13, 10. And I have hopefully enough fuel to actually land with this. If not, then I'll just land on this engine. Or I don't have a way of transferring fuel because I didn't have the foresight to. So what I'm going to do is clearly I have to use, like, if it wasn't for the fact that my ship is still lit up, I'd be using effects in order to make the surface look brighter. Like, I don't want to land in a place like that, because to me it would be pitch black, and to you it's probably pitch black at the moment. So I'm going to go for the light side. So somewhere like here, and I don't really particularly care where I land. I'm just going to land. This crater looks nice. I'm probably going to miss it though. The warp to next maneuver. Now, this is just a retrograde maneuver, so really I just have this here for timing. Like, I'm not even going to time it properly so that it's on the maneuver node. So yeah. Yeah, anyway, on light side, yep, here we go. You can see everything now. Okay, time to go retro. And now I'm going to F5. I'm reducing my velocity. I'm going to do that. And I'm also going to lower gear. And if I had lights, I mean, I may as well turn my lights on, but I don't have any lights that point straight down. Unfortunately, I have no way of cross-feeding. Like, I can't actually get the fuel from here to here, which is a problem. But if that's the case, then I'll just stage these. Like, I may as well. These fuel ducts are useless. All they did was add weight, the way they're being used. So now I'm going to probably warp about here. And pressing C, I can actually go into the cockpit. There is an altimeter. There is a radar altimeter here. And okay, 5,000 feet. No. I'm actually okay. Yeah, I'm going to run out. I'm going to run out way too fast. So I'm going to wait until I reach here. Now I've reduced velocity. Okay, so I don't get fancy landing legs. In fact, this rocket might even fall over if I try to get out, which means planting a flag might not even be possible. Okay, these are all going to crash. Come on, reduce velocity. There we go. There we go. It's really useful being able to just hold retrograde. I have to keep this velocity like at a very low level. There we go. F5. That seems right. SAS. Yes. Yes. So now observe materials bay. Keep experiment, but close the doors because I may as well. Observe mystery goo. Keep experiment. Log temperature. Keep experiment. Log pressure data. Keep experiment. Crew report. Transmit that. There's no benefit to keeping it. Ah! This did not go as planned. Everything is going horribly wrong. EVA report. Keep that experiment because I have to. Now, I use shift and spacebar there. So, Jebediah, like, you really don't look okay, Jeb. So he jumps. When you press shift and a direction, they jump in that direction. So that's helpful. So I will cancel that EVA report. I'll get a second EVA report. Plant a flag, please. Yay! I'm going to call this the yeah, that's pretty much, that sums up my concerns. So yeah, now I'm going to go to the Space Center. There's something I might want to adjust. I might want a, that's not, is that worth it? Is it really worth it? You know what? No, it's not. I really should just get back to Jebediah. I'll fly him. That sounds really weird. I'm flying a Kerbal. I'm going to use the jetpack so that I don't have to have much velocity. Okay. Now hopefully I have enough, I will EVA and do that again. Oh, almost knocked over my flag. EVA report. So I'm going to do the same thing. And apparently I already have that. So I'll quick save. I'll turn my SAS back on, and I'll figure out which direction I want to go. So I want to go to the right, which would be the east, which would be the 90. So I'm just going to rotate it. This is, well, at least that's one benefit. And as pretty much as soon as I take off, I want to be putting all my velocity on, like, next to the 90. Now just go straight prograde. Will I make it? I don't think there's any escaping. There's probably not any escaping. Like, I'm going to have to rescue another Kerbal. And I'll have to send a scientist up to grab the science. Come on, come on. Okay. Oh my god, we're out of fuel. Okay. So, I can probably adjust this. Like this. What's this maneuver like? 11 seconds of thrust, which I don't have, but I can at least get it a little closer. I'm not going to quick save or anything. If I have to, maybe I'll reload, but honestly, if this is a failed mission, I may as well just send out a rescue mission. This doesn't look like it's going to cause me to crash or anything, which is good. So, 11 seconds. And I don't think precision really matters, but I'll wait until it hits 5 anyway. And if it goes wrong, I can always try to get out and push. I mean, that's always possible. I'll just dump this stage and get out and push. Which is kind of a cheesy way to do it, but may as well show it because it can be hilarious. Like, there was this time that I had managed to get my Kerbal all the way home. Okay, so spacebar. What's my periapsis? Okay, so basically, I just quick saved that. Well, come on. You know what? I can call it. Managed to get out and push. That'll be enough to get my crew member home. I'm just going to warp here. Spent an entire extra few days in space. So that wasn't needed. I'll transmit this for extra science. Yeah. And I'll retract this antenna. Yeah. But yeah, this has been the absolute worst space mission. What am I doing? No way I can do that. So I'm going to, like, everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong. And nothing I can do can affect that. Now this gets, so, yeah. Now I'm going to set you to surface retrograde, so I don't think it'll make enough of a difference to be worthwhile. Like, this is going to skim over the atmosphere multiple times, and I'll use quite a lot of ablator this way. But hopefully it won't be a problem. Didn't get any, yeah, that should be fine. Yeah, this, part of the problem is that it was, like, parts of it was over-engineered, and parts of it was vastly under-engineered. So, obviously if I was able to take off using part of my landing stage, this wouldn't even be a problem. So yeah. Anyway, yep, definitely just skimming across the atmosphere is going to, like, reduce a little bit of my velocity, but it's not going to be enough to actually affect my, like, get my apoapsis down. My periapsis pretty much staying the same. So I'll just meet you at the final burn. Wait a second. This is the final orbit, isn't it? Yes, it is. I miscalculated then. I didn't take into account that my orbit would dip down farther. Okay. I'm just going to keep this on time acceleration. I mean, there's no reason not to. Like, yeah, it'll skip through the atmosphere a little, but it's certainly coming down now. And where am I getting it? Urban Nye Island. Okay, that's like on the other side. Yeah. I'll probably make it as far as here. And then, yeah, this just has been a huge disaster though. So, yeah. Now I'm going to reach my apoapsis, and now falling back into the atmosphere. Finally I can return, and this, like, return safely. And and with a very low velocity, which isn't really as nice as it sounds. I'm probably going to be brightening this up post-editing. Uh-huh. Yeah, come on, come on. Keep going. Like, slow down, slow down. Yeah, this is not catching up with me though. But there we go. Finally getting re-entry effects. Like proper re-entry effects. So I am just going to tell the chutes to deploy when it's safe. And let this start slowing down. But yeah, this was horrible. I made it to the moon, except I couldn't land on my landing stage. I had to land on my escape stage, and my escape stage almost made it to Kerbin, but then I had like a 10 meters a second difference, and so I had to get out and push. And and if I check right now, yes, I have almost 2 hours just doing this single mission, trying to get it done correctly. And what I should have done was go for the bigger parts, or downscaled everything else. Like, I should not have gone the route I did with this rocket. Like, I made it aerodynamically unstable, it didn't have enough thrust, like it did not have enough delta V to get the upper stage into orbit and most of the way to the moon. And yeah, so I'm going to change the way I build things. Like, normally when I start properly landing on the moon and gathering science, I already have I already have like the medium fuel tanks and medium engines. So that's the very next thing I unlock with my science, with all the extra science as well. We're going to be rolling in science for a while. So yeah, looks like we're finally slowing down. Jeb here, he's hopefully going to reach level 2. If he doesn't, then I'm just going to retire him anyway and start sending Bill, or is it Bob? I think it's Bill. Send him into space instead, because I can always just use a probe core. And that's pretty much going to be it. Provided I slow down enough, which is pretty much a given since I'm almost completely out of ablator because of that maneuver I just made, as well as completely out of time again because of this maneuver, which thankfully none of my contracts expired or anything, at least not that I know of. I can actually quick save here. Let this thing plummet. Parachutes are deployed. I can disable SAS now. Just let it wobble. I don't care. And I'm just going to speed it up. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this, like the radar altimeter, 500 feet. When it reaches 100 feet, then I will. Oh, thank goodness. Come on, slow down. There we go. Come on, reach 1,000 feet. Oh, this isn't the proper altimeter. This is my speed. This is... that was stupid. No, this is the radar altimeter. The radar altimeter, and reaching 300, 200, 100. When it reaches 100, I'll be very near the ground. Okay. And I am. You guys probably can see it far better than I can. Like, good for you. Come on, come on. I'm not going to rest until this actually taps the ground. Crew report. Crew report. And just transmit. I'll grab an EVA report. And let's just see. This was an absolute failure as a mission. Like, I mean, technically we succeeded, but it was such a janky flight. I mean, it took several times longer than it should have. Let's just see. Were the rewards good enough? 284. So that's almost 300 science gained from that. So I would say it was worth it, but if I could have gotten it done properly, like my other saves, then yeah. I mean, I made a few mistakes designing it. I really didn't pay much attention to to the things. I thought that I could, like severely I severely underestimated the power of the initial launch stage twice. So yeah, I'm obviously going to fix that though. Yeah, and happened to be as far from the KSC, like almost as far as I possibly could, which kind of stinks. So yeah, but well then. I have 530.3 science. 0.3 science. Not that that makes any difference. We have this entire tech tree to go through. Although, I'd have to upgrade this thing. So, still, economically, I'm well ahead of my other things, but as far as success goes, not so much. I mean, normally things go smoother than this. And so what I'm going to want is this. I'm going to want this, and I believe like there are actual proper docking ports. Right? Right? Yes, proper docking ports here, but that's a little bit of a ways off. I probably won't be able to get that. But then I can make my fuel hauler, which, with the orange tank, like that thing's very useful for pushing things into orbit, although like early on it's great, but later on it's a little bit underpowered. And yeah, I'll need heavier rocketry too in order for this to work. So I'm not here to, like, I'll grab the, like, I'll check my missions and grab my science, but what I'm likely going to do is start launching satellites to go around Kerbin. I mean, I started launching satellites way earlier. Like, I'm also going to want to get Hilta and Limpy's wreckage recovered. So, basically, those are my next goals. The most janky mission I have ever had. See you next time.